What makes Kaiser Permanente unique is our fully integrated health system. And the integration just isn't along the continuum of care, which means our clinics, our hospital, our home health. It's also around the integration between the insurance company, the hospital corporation, and the medical group. So it's the three entities working together to create great insurance products that actually provide health and support our provision of care through our clinics and through our hospital. This is one of the most exciting times we've ever had in healthcare, and the expansion through the Affordable Care Act of the ability for people to get insurance and to give them access to health care is a dream come true for us at Kaiser Permanente, because it takes away a giant barrier to health. Access to health care is fundamental to a healthy person, a healthy family, a healthy community, a healthy society.
We have really focused on the patient. And we believe that when we make decisions, we need to make sure that we're thinking about how it affects the patient. We treat every patient, no matter what kind of insurance they have. We treat them equally, and we make sure that we take care of them. We also put together a service initiative where we want to be the providers of the best service in San Diego, in fact, in the country.
Kaiser Permanente has been around for over 70 years, and we're excited to continually be the leaders in America to provide health care that's based on health and wellness, and not health care that's just based on what we call procedural-based fee-for-service, meaning that when you're sick, you come in and we treat you when you're sick. We're into how do we really keep you as an individual healthy and well. And that's something that our founder did, Sidney Garfield, back in the 30s and 40s, where he really established a new way of providing health and wellness. The idea of prevention would really be a better way to provide health care for our patients than to wait for them to get sick. Every time you visit your primary care doctor, we look at what we call your health care gaps, and those are over 50 measures, things from colon cancer screening to mammography, to your blood sugar, to your cholesterol, things that we can work with you on as an individual to improve.
What we've done, in a way, is rebuilt Zion from the inside out. We've got a new electrical system, a new heating system, we have a new sewer system, a new water system. We've increased our wireless capabilities. I've got a new equipment room that I'm beyond excited about, because without that new equipment room for our wireless infrastructure, we wouldn't be able to do what we want to be able to do to provide that type of environment for our patients and folks who work here. With the opening of our new hospital, the San Diego Medical Center, we're going to come back to our Zion Medical Center and decant it. We'll be running both San Diego Medical Center and the Zion Medical Center at the same time. Both emergency rooms will be running, both operating rooms, and we'll be using beds in both locations. It's important. We need the capacity, and we need that capacity to serve our growing membership. One of the amazing things about the rebirth of Zion is we get to go to single rooms. Why am I so excited about it? Well, from a care perspective, it actually gives some elbow room to the people providing the care. More importantly, our members actually have private areas for them to receive their care, and a place where their families can join them that is more conducive to sleeping and healing and more in control of their own environment. Having a private room creates a much more healing environment. Families would be able to comfortably be with their loved one. questions can be asked in a more free manner, more restful. I want our members and their families to be comfortable, that they can trust and they're embraced in a warm and caring environment, that we will be collaborative decision makers with you as we're working with you through whatever illness that you have, that we are trusted advisors as we're working through what it takes to be healthier. From a care experience standpoint, I want folks to come in here and as soon as they walk in, they're comfortable. That they absolutely feel that they're in control with the environment they're in, that they trust and feel the compassion and caring from the people that are taking care of them, that they feel supported and that they're actually taking care of whatever episode or whatever's going on with them so that they may get out of the hospital and actually live the life that they want to live.
Here in Kaiser Permanente, we feel very strongly of one of our key values, and that key value is diversity. And our staff, physicians and staff, really reflect the diversity of the community as a whole.
Thank you for the privilege of allowing us to take care of you. It's our mission, it's the way we view our responsibility in the community. It's how we are contributing to a greater San Diego.
Kaiser Permanente is pursuing excellence in everything that we do. From the moment you set your appointment, to when you arrive and you're greeted, to the moment you leave, we want to make sure you're taken care of because you're part of the family.
At Kaiser Permanente, we work together as a team to ensure our patients get the highest quality of care.
We want you to thrive.
Here at Kaiser Permanente, the staff that care for you are the best in San Diego County. To become a partner, become a physician here at Kaiser Permanente, you have to be board certified. We feel very strongly that we only hire the best possible physicians. It's hard to be a nurse at Kaiser Permanente. We have waiting lists of nurses that would like to be part of our team.
When I was 8 years old, I was diagnosed with ALL, acute lymphoblastic leukemia, and I was treated by Kaiser, and it was a wonderful experience. I had a really close relationship with my nurse and with my doctor, and I just knew that I wanted to help other people that had gone through the same thing that I had gone through, and my nurse really inspired me a lot. Just to live out my dreams and to always have hope and faith, and so I decided when I was finished with treatment that I wanted to be a nurse. Working for Kaiser Permanente is a dream come true because at Kaiser we are very unique in that we get to spend more time with our patients and our families, and that really leads to a better quality of care and developing a deeper relationship with your families. Working with these kids is very near and dear to my heart, obviously. I really enjoy being around kids with cancer just because I understand a lot of what they're going through, but also it's just my passion.
Our mission at Positive Choice and Kaiser Permanente really is a holistic view of health and wellness. And one of our main goals is to really attack this obesity epidemic, and because there's so many disease states related to it, directly related, and when people get to a healthy weight, these disease states tend to go away. And it's a win-win for everybody. One of the things that I like most about working here at the Positive Choice Wellness Center in Kaiser Permanente is being able to see the transition that a person who's struggling with their weight is able to make in order to be successful long term. We have the highest top level educators, nutritionists, dietitians, exercise physiologists, psychologists. We have the whole team to make sure that it's a holistic approach.
Kaiser Permanente is a leader in the field for promoting sustainable purchasing. So 23% of the products we buy are local sustainable. We use antibiotic-free chicken and antibiotic-free, hormone-free beef and cage-free eggs. And all those are at an additional expense, but we feel it's well worth it for our members to make sure that they're consuming foods that don't have unneeded antibiotics. Our dietitians work hand in hand with our physicians to help them monitor the patient's condition as far as it relates to nutrition, help the physician prescribe the appropriate diets and feedings. They also screen the patients for malnutrition.
Here in the NICU, we take care of babies. We have about just under 5,000 deliveries a year here at this hospital, and about 10% of those babies come through the NICU, so we take care of about 500 babies in the neonatal intensive care unit every year. We have a really close relationship with the labor and delivery nurses and doctors and a fast response. And this team that really coalesces, I think, into wonderful care for every baby. The parents are really the critical component because we take care of each baby for such a small part of his or her life. And really the parents are the ones that do the care essentially for the rest of the life of the child. So they're involved in decision making and things actually before the baby's even born. The parents are very attentive. We're really blessed by having really wonderful parents, and it's really an honor to get to take care of their children.
At Kaiser Permanente, even though we always talk about trying to provide wellness and keep people healthy, and I think that's one of our main goals, we also really want to push the latest technology and make sure we have everything available. So as a cardiologist, we're always pushing to make sure that whatever kind of technology comes out, we evaluate, and if it's appropriate, we try to get it for our patients, and we're generally able to do that. I think that's been a really important part of my job.
I focus on prenatal care and delivering babies. What I love about Kaiser and our department is, number one, patients can get total care under one umbrella. So whatever they need, we can arrange for them. We have a multidisciplinary team of doctors, nurses, nutritionists, ultrasound technologists, diabetic care specialists, baby doctors. Whatever the patient needs is readily available, and we're all on the same team. With Kaiser, it feels like we're part of a family, and we bring people's family into our family.
Working here at Pediatrics means everything to me. I feel that I'm blessed to work here. I'm so lucky to do what I love to do, to come and take care of the kids and see them getting better and educate them and their families and make a difference in their lives.
Our inpatient pharmacy role here, we're actually a little bit behind the scenes. We are not the typical pharmacy where people come up to and get prescriptions. We are in the hospital, and our main role is to make sure that patients get their medications while they're admitted to the hospital. One of the great things about Kaiser right now is we are a very strong integrated network of practitioners, so we work closely with the physicians and the nurses on the medical team. And we have an electronic prescribing system where the physicians will prescribe the medications electronically, and what we do out in the pharmacy is we will verify those prescriptions to make sure that they are correct, and then we will be involved in the role of dispensing and also prepping the medication. I love working at Kaiser Permanente. It's just a great place to work. I feel like the people that work here are part of a big family. We're a very strong team. From the pharmacy perspective, we have outpatient pharmacy, inpatient, we have ambulatory care and home infusion. So we have all aspects of pharmacy that work together as a team to take care of our members. When somebody comes into the hospital, I just want them to have the peace of mind to know that there's a whole team of people here that are working really hard to make sure that we provide the best patient care and the highest quality.
So part of our perspective on what a healthy community is having a healthy environment as well as working on the health of each of our individual members. As we look at what our community needs, we have to be mindful of the resources we consume to provide that care, whether it be electricity or water. We need to make sure that we're doing the right thing for the environment to create a total health of this community and not just focus on a portion of the health of the community. And a strong community is a healthy community, and not just how do I take care of your cold or flu, how do I help you with your broken hip, and how can I help you learn and educate the community and work with the community to create better options. Part of us being a contributor to the community and having a healthy community is not just from a health standpoint, but from the overall needs of the community. And part of a big issue for us right now is how do we use energy? How do we create energy? How do we actually manage our environment in such a way that we have an environment to manage years from now? And it's part of our look at the total health of a community. And one of the things that we've been working on for some time is the expansion of our solar power and putting solar panels on the top of our Zion parking structure is an example of that, and we have them on many of our parking structures. Another issue for us, of course, right now, and will be for the distant future, is our water consumption and making sure that we're using our water in the right way. We absolutely need to wash our hands every day and all the time, all day long, to make sure we have the safest patient environment. And we also appreciate that brown is the new green. So we won't be wasting water on landscaping. We will be watching what kind of plant selection. And we're working through water flow management issues within our existing buildings and our new ones to make sure that we're conserving as much water as possible. We understand our corporate citizenship and what that means to a truly, fully healthy San Diego.
I'm a housewife. I have a 12-year-old son. I'm very involved in my church. I was diagnosed with Burkitt's lymphoma, stage 1. So we were able to get a handle on it pretty quickly. It was me, my husband, my sister, and my mom, and they were all there to support me. I think it was a Tuesday. I first saw Dr. Raja, and at that point we still hadn't had the final test come in. We had no idea what to expect, and she walks in with this big smile on her face, and she looked right at us and said, "You're gonna be just fine. It's very curable, and you're gonna look back in 6 months and this is gonna be a bad dream, and you have no idea what that means to a patient." We were very, very scared, and we could all just for that moment take a deep breath, and we felt like we were in really good hands. Dr. Raja, she was amazing. She really fought for me. She had questions, and she made sure she got the answers, and she made sure that that was the treatment for me. She's very strong, and we felt so comfortable in her care. We really felt like she was going to take care of us. Now every time I go to see Dr. Raja, I make sure that I don't leave without giving her a hug. When you come to get care, it really feels like a family. I don't feel like I'm just a patient, and either do my son and husband. We all feel like we're going to get what we need when we come for an appointment, and to get our needs met, that we are going to have the best care available.
I have 3 children and I work full-time. We have been members at Kaiser Permanente for about 3 years.
I have something called leukemia, and leukemia is where I either have lower white cells or red cells, and I can't heal as quickly because I don't have as much cells. So I have to get chemo to kill all the cells, so I can grow new ones.
And we basically move in, and so we live and work, and I stay with him the whole entire time. Sometimes I get to sleep on this amazing bed because we get a room with 2 beds, and sometimes when they're really busy, that I get to sleep on the not so awesome, but I'm still thankful for, couch. The nurses are really great about spending time with them and hanging out with them, and they do have like a kids' room where they have games and toys, and they have, you know, TV and movie and library and whatnot.
Noah is a very unique kid. The first day that I took care of him is when he was diagnosed, and he was super withdrawn and very anxious and very scared, and you couldn't get a word out of his mouth.
When I first came in, I was like really scared of, like, I didn't want to talk to anybody. I just wanted to be with my family. But then then my mom started making friends, and then I started becoming friends with the nurses, and then we started to I started to be more active, talk more, and the nurses are really great, and they always do what you ask. When you call them on the button, or no matter what it is, they'll figure out something. They'll have something for you to do or something like that, or they'll take you to a game room they have in the back, play a board game with you. If they have free time, they'll do like anything, so they're really great. I like the zoo when they come. They bring the animals from the zoo, like either if it's a bird, a dog, or like last time they brought an armadillo. And sometimes they'll bring in a magician, like they brought one time. I got to see magic tricks, and I do magic sometimes myself, so I really liked it.
It's like we actually have a relationship with them instead of just having a doctor-patient. It's more of like you kind of they become part of your family.
I've always had a problem with weight and the fact that I was diagnosed with diabetes. I've been a member of the Positive Choice program for the last 2 years. My father was diagnosed with diabetes a while back. He's still currently a diabetic, and I saw him progress from being diagnosed with diabetes to taking medication to moving on to insulin, and now ultimately he's on dialysis three days a week. What I like about the program, because of the involvement, I mean, you do have a weekly class that you come to. You learn new things every week. You start off learning about why you are the way you are. You know, you figure out, you know, like me, mine is I'm an emotional eater, or I eat because of stress. So we figure that out in the class. And then they also give you coping methods as to how can you deal with stress so you don't turn to food. After losing all this weight, I feel like I can do so much more. Like it opened up the door to do so many more activities. Kaiser Permanente as a health provider has been fantastic.
I initially noticed that I was, when I go out and I like to take our dogs up into the hills behind where we live and let them run. And getting up into the hills was getting a little bit more tiresome gradually more tiresome, and I was a little bit short of breath. I didn't think much of it because I was also getting older and figured maybe that's part of the territory. Finally, I said something to my wife about it, and she immediately called Kaiser Permanente, and next thing I knew, I was, in the doctor's office. From there, on my way to emergency over at Zion, at which point they diagnosed me with heart failure and also discovered I had AFib. The major cause of, I guess you might describe premature death for people like myself with heart failure would be cardiac arrest. The defibrillator that I got is a fairly new model. Unlike the more traditional defibrillator, which consists of some leads going up your arteries and veins, I was not real keen on the idea of having some wires running up into my heart. The one that I ended up getting, instead of the sensor going directly into the heart, it's implanted subcutaneously, goes from the power pack, so to speak, across your chest and up your breastbone area and surrounds the heart, and it will sense when you're going into a arrhythmia type situation where your heartbeat accelerates. I've had it now for almost a year and haven't had any episodes. It really hasn't interfered with any of my activities. I still keep pretty busy with a number of projects that I have going on. We have 7 grandchildren, and they're all, at the moment, 5 or under, and we do quite a bit of babysitting, and keeping these guys in tow, keeps you busy. I view the defibrillator as an insurance policy, and I hope I never have to use it, or have it kick in, but should the need arise, it's there, and I'm pretty confident that it'll work well.
We're excited about being the leaders in the future of healthcare, both in San Diego County and throughout America. And our vision of care is really one of convenience. We started 70 years ago with the idea of how do you remove the impediment for care for a patient. We still want to continue that history in the future, and the way to do that is what we feel strongly about, is to take healthcare to the home.
What is happening, the whole healthcare industry is changing across the country, and we here in San Diego believe that we are innovators, and we have looked for all kinds of ways to reach out and provide care where the patient is. Here in San Diego, we have an initiative that we call Health Everywhere. With Health Everywhere, we want to take healthcare to the patient, not just in the hospital, not just in a physician office, but we believe that many patients don't even want to come into a physician office and would like to try and get care without that. We have phone visits, we have video visits that we do, telederm visits that we do. These are things that our patients have iterated to us that these are important to them because they don't have to take off time from work to come into a physician office or into the hospital, and we can take care of them over a telephone or a video visit.
The primary thing that we try to do with technology is to actually support the care experience and make sure that there's a really strong connection between our providers, whether they be nurses or doctors or food delivery people, home health nurses, to the members that we're serving. So the technology that we're using is working to strengthen and build that connection, whether it be the use of a mobile device, video visits, telephone visits, or actually how we do call lights now in the hospital and are able to ring directly to the nurse and the patient. We're using new technologies and we're actually expanding the use of existing technologies. So it's all about strengthening that communication and that direct connection between the patient and the person who's taking care of them. There's so much happening with the future of healthcare. I'm proud to work for Kaiser Permanente. I'm delighted to be here at this point in time when we're looking at the intersection of technologies to support the patient and doctor experience and the patient and nurse experience. So what's happening in the future, I see, is a lot of simplification of processes that we'll be using technology that hopefully will be kind of behind the scenes so that it's a seamless interaction and an easy, convenient interaction between the patient and their doctor and the patient and their nurse. I see a lot more of us supporting you as a member in your home, and then using the hospital for those areas where you absolutely need much more intense nursing care and doctor support. You need that time to recover under tight supervision. That's where I see us going. We are looking constantly about where are our services located and how might we provide services so it's much more convenient.
Here at Kaiser Permanente in San Diego, we operate our own food service, and we prepare the majority of our items from scratch for both the patients and for our cafeteria. And in the future, we're going to be going to full room service, where the patient will not only get that same service, but will get it on demand. They'll be able to call for their meals anywhere between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. and get their food of their choice.
So we're excited about the opening of our new San Diego Medical Center, which is located at 15 in Claremont Mesa. This is really one of the most advanced hospitals in America today. Here at Kaiser Permanente, we feel honored to take care of you as a patient.
The mission of Kaiser Permanente is provide affordable, high-quality health care to improve the health of our members and the communities we serve. So part of being a nonprofit company, health insurance company in particular, is using our grant money to support other partners in the community.
Kaiser Permanente's mission is to help the overall health of not only our patients, but the entire community of San Diego. We've done this and helped over 500 patients through operating on them, improving their quality of life. We feel very strongly in our physicians, anesthesiologists, surgeons, nurses, and staff that that's an opportunity for them to give back to the community. These Saturday surgery days are done in partnership with Project Access, where everyone involved, doctors, nurses, and staff, volunteers their time to help San Diegans in need.
I never knew there are programs out there who can help helpless people like me who can never afford, health insurance. And I am grateful. I had this bumped on my forehead and I couldn't get any help from anywhere because I didn't have any insurance. When I go anywhere, people are talking about me, people are looking at me, but that feeling is gone.
I like the fact that we're doing surgeries or we're doing colonoscopies or whatever so patients can get back to work.
I can garden, I can lift heavy objects now. I can, work normally, as if I haven't had this hernia. Yeah, I'm stronger now. I think I can do anything now.
When you see these patients and you see these people and they just
are so grateful. It just makes it all worth it.
We also created a community garden at El Cajon called the New Roots Fresh Farm Community Garden. This garden produces tens of thousands of pounds of fresh produce each year, grown and farmed by immigrant refugee families, helping them adjust to their new lives in America. Hundreds of Kaiser Permanente volunteers and family have transformed a vacant lot across from our El Cajon Medical Office building into a beautiful, productive garden. For 8 years now, Kaiser Permanente San Diego has supported Operation Splash, a water safety program offered in partnership with the city of Chula Vista. This excellent program increases water safety, raises the level of physical fitness among our youth, and reduces obesity, which lowers the risk of chronic disease. So far, Operation Splash has taught through free swim lessons more than 1,200 children to swim. We also have continued to expand the number of convenient locations in terms of medical office buildings for our patients. We have over 25 different locations around San Diego County.
Other innovative options that we have for our members is we have a mobile health vehicle that is really on an 18-wheeler. It has 2 exam rooms. You can get your blood drawn on it, and it goes out to Ramona, to Alpine, downtown. It goes out to employer sites, and patients are able to get their care right from a physician from that mobile health vehicle.
We have actually embraced fully the persistent pursuit of excellence and the ability to have all of our systems and processes be completely focused on our ultimate mission, which is affordable health care, high quality health care to improve the health of our members in the communities we serve.